Morning, all. Good morning, It's the second episode of Good Morning, Coronachan. And no, I didn't just pull that idea out of my ass. I've been thinking about that for years. I know this isn't to give me something to do or to profit off of people's boredom while stuck at home with cabin fever. No. It is. It's just you got to fire up the engines in the morning. You used to do that by waking up at a time you didn't want, so that shock would just torture your system, and then you'd sit there in the shower. Then I don't know what it's like in the southern states, but in Minnesota and in the north, it's like minus 10 degrees and you're freezing. That shocks you. It's just this constant pain. Then you go to work, and then you're, we got a meeting. Oh, I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, and he said he had to go to a meeting. I said, have you ever been to a meeting that ever was productive? Ever? Was there any reason for you? He's like, yeah, there's been a couple. But the lion's share not. I've never been to a meeting. Never. Where I had to go. Where it was productive. Where there was any value in me attending. And yes, we're going to slam on those motherfucking boomers. Because you motherfuckers force you. Meetings are just the person who's holding the meeting trying to feel good about themselves because they have power. Look at all these people I had show up. And yes, that's what it is. Otherwise, why does nothing get done during meetings? Being a young dopey kid. Ooh, a meeting. Oh, boy, I was an intern. This has nothing to do with me. Why am I here? How many years of this shit? Oh, God. When do they die? Oh, they won't retire. They'll keep going because they didn't save for retirement because they like meetings. Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. Josh Landrum, he has an interesting point here. I had to buy an additional 12 rolls, 1-pack, because the females in my house aren't concerned. Dude, no woman is conservative with the toilet paper. Dude, I don't know if they're trying to get every possible flap of skin and dry out each hair they have on their head with one. I have no idea. But we used to have a roommate who, just for the summer, me and my buddy, his cousin, came down. And dude, that chick would fill the toilet. You couldn't flush. You had to it's like, what? You're not, what? You're not huge. Why? What are you drying? What? Yeah, women are, no, they consume, Josh. They consume. You have to train them to invest and to conserve. What's an IRA? They offer a 401k at work. I just like to travel. Investing in myself. When you get older, that's what every younger gal that you ever dated will remember. What she said. I've been travel, discovering myself, and still magnolias. Which for you younger boys is something that you never had to endure. That came out when I was in middle school. I was going to impress the girls in middle school. Oh, yeah, I'll watch Still Magnolias the way they were. There's these horrible chick flicks. Oh, these girls want to watch that. And you just be sitting, oh. My old man, his wife made him go to see Little Women. My dad used to be a huge Democrat. And now, the young uber genius son who knew it all, who studied. Oh, yeah. And his punishment for voting socialist all this time, now he gets to go see, 12 Years a Slave. He had to go see Little Women. Oh, the comeuppance. Oh, the justice. So there we go. Let's start with Good Morning, Coronachan, with something we're thankful for you. So I am thankful for the weight of my little nieces, because the gym was closed. It still is closed. And I don't have access to weights. But little nieces, when you put belts on them, and you can do push-ups, there's added weights. They're a little more squirmy than dumbbells. But I was kind of like, I don't even have a pull-up bar. And it was raining yesterday, so I couldn't go to the park with them. And then there's bars you could do on the monkey bars. You could do pull-ups. But that was not possible. You put belts on them. You could, curls sort of, and push-ups. The big ones about the right size. So there you go. If you got little nephews or nieces, use them as weights. There we go. I'm glad we have that. As this forms, because it's freshly pulled out of my ass, go ahead and email your good news stories. Any good news, family, or anything like that, so we can all share. Because there's nothing but Corona news. Nothing but. Yesterday, I spent at least 15 minutes trying to find a story. And I had to go to Faith, South Dakota, their local publisher thing there. Faith, I think, has 500 people in the town. And we read about a retirement. So if you guys have anything that is non-Corona related, send it here. And some people had already. Let's click on. Let's get rid of Josh. Nobody wants to see his face. This is from Dave Barnett. I got to have him on. He postponed his buying a business seminar in Vegas. He'll be doing it online. I should probably do that later on. Oh, yeah, I got my to-do list. Yay. He sent this from Cycling Industry News. Cycling shops report a bounce as people turn to bikes for transport. Against the backdrop of glum news that has come a bounce for cycle shops as people buy bikes for transport, numerous retailers have told Cycling Industry News. This is in London. Our phones are certainly not quiet, that's for sure. E-bike specialist. Mommy, when I grow up, I want to be an e-bike specialist. E-bike. Can you... E-bike specialist Energize e-bikes told CIN. We don't have a spike on the weekend sales-wise, particularly... Well, we did. We did have a spike on the weekend sales-wise, particularly in the 30 to 40-year-old commuter demographic, which we don't see that often. The firm's Tunbridge Wells branch has seen sales come from a variety of sources, ranging those looking to avoid the tube, that's their subway over there, someone who has left their bike in France and desired to cycle, and numerous people who are just plain bored and desire isolated exercise. This is the good news about the great and merciful Coronachan. She is forcing people to go outside. I've seen nuclear families. Did you know nuclear families exist? I've seen them. They're outside. There's a big, tall male guy. There's a slightly shorter female gal. And then there's little ones, either being pushed or running around. They seem to be getting exercise. Who knows? Maybe our spouses will all get thin and we'd want to fuck again. Those are Rich Coopers. They're like, oh yeah, this could be Corona babies. Maybe if people like that. We could have a fupa lifter. There we go for modern day American. The fupa lifter. Would you like to have sex, but your fupa is getting in the way? Get the fupa lifter. For 3 easy installments of $29.95, you too can have fupa problems no more. Flies spread disease, so keep yours closed. Never mind. Plain board. Founder Ray Wookie took to the BBC Radio London on Tuesday evening. Such was the press interest in the subject of bikes combating transport woes. In London, reduced tube services are now in place, leaving many stuck for travel options. It's going to be one of the best things that happened to the world. Wookie told CIN a young mum from Mitcham came in here with her 3 children. She works twice a week in a London restaurant and doesn't want to travel on the tube. She doesn't want to use public transport at all. She bought an e-bike. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. This isn't good news. We had about an e-bike. This is where they charge up the electric bike so you don't have to pedal. That's what the e-bike is. So close, Dave. We almost had good news. People were nope, we got to plug it in so the e-bike can haul us around. Oh. Cappy, you fool. Thinking people were actually going to put forth there. Everybody is lazy. She's certainly someone we'd not normally see in the showroom. Marketing manager Neil Ridulfa said, we know that people often turn to electric bikes when their circumstances change because that makes people reassess their habits. For example, this could be a new job, new home, recovering from an injury, or retirement. What about bikes? The two, I think it counts for half your body mass. Aren't your legs half of you? Aren't they the biggest muscles you got? Can't you use them? Let me guess. I don't know if this is still part of the culture in the Twin Cities, but they used to have in between grunge, but before social justice warriors, there were these like anarchist bicyclists in the Twin Cities, and the bikes were. See, I used to work at a bike shop. I used to be a very avid cyclist. I would bike 100 miles, every other weekend. I was in great shape. I could assemble bikes for this. Anyway, you would see these hipsters, these proto hipsters with like their old 1950s bikes, and it was all, girls would ride them in skirts. I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but it'd be like, oh, look, it's got the curvy things and it's got a ton of metal. It's like, that's not for transportation. That's incredibly unstable, actually. And we're just gonna go biking. And it was like, well, you're not usually using that for your main thing of transportation. That's just for you to drive around and look fancy and pretty. And you can't take it off road. You can't go long distance. I guess if you're going back and forth from work, and work is like 3 blocks away, okay. But if you bike 10 miles on that thing, you wouldn't be as fat as you are now. We don't even have that now. Oh, it's an electric bike. We don't even pedal. We just and that's really what they do. That's what they're doing now. The coronavirus emergency has changed all of our circumstances. Seeing new types of customers in our showroom this week has proved that. That sentiment was quickly echoed by Tring Motion's David Barnett. Wait, Dave, is this you? Tring Motion. There's another David Barnett. Or is this you? Who said, mine has been mainly repaired. Oh, that's coincidental. The guy who sent me is David Barnett, and they're quoting a different guy called David Barnett. Mine has been mainly repairs. Activity has increased despite my website being offline for a few days. I have an uptick in lower price units for sure. London Cycle Safe, look, mom, no hands, while operating a takeaway coffee service. Oh, okay. Cycle Cafe. London Cycle Cafe. Look, mom, no hands, while operating a takeaway coffee service only, is keeping bike repairs ticking along and has even cycled engines for engines. Cycled engines. Bikes don't have engines. You are the engine. That's the whole fucking point. Oh, it's supposed to be good news. Oh, God, Jesus. The shop tweeted, if you're in the NHS or other essential services, we'll do everything we can to keep you moving along. Call or email us, stay well. I don't know. The first step to staying well might be to pedal your own fucking bike. In Philadelphia, USA, the United States has declared bike shops essential businesses and permitted them to remain open, while others will close for 2 weeks. Back in the UK, and retail chain Rutland Cycling has halved the price of its cycle hire for those wishing to keep up an exercise routine outdoors. There we go. Free bike safety checks are to be offered across all 14 branches. Can you check your own bike? Positive Cappy. CIN local highway cycles added. It looks as though people are concerned by how to stay active while remaining isolated. Our workshop is fully booked for the next week and a half. On both industry forum, bike trade buzz, and cycling industry chat, noises from within the trade allude to a significant spike in workshop inquiries from people seeking to use bikes for transport. Many bike shops are prioritizing fast and easy fixes to ensure a volume of customers are served. Some going as far to alter their working hours to drop off in the morning and pick up in the evening, leaving in the middle of the day for service work. Transports researchers, medical professionals, and industry organizations have called upon the government. DT is right. Fuck the world. We don't deserve to live. We don't. It's always go to the government. Always go to the government. To enable cycling as a form of transport and exercise during the virus, as this generally means to achieve both, but without close contact. What do you need? You need to call upon the government to enable cycling as a form of transport and exercise? It is. Do you people hear yourselves? Dave, how is this good news? This is just pissing me off. Bike shops concerned about the spread of the infection in their stores have first urged to check with the government advice, but also invited to browse CIN's own research. Things to consider as part of your store strategy. On the reverse side of the coin, as there sadly inevitably is there one, national retail giant Halfords shares have continued to collapse and are now just worth 52 pence, a third of the value at the start of 2020. Investors reacted badly to the news of closures. Tandem, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's good news, people. Is this guy riding? Okay, this guy has a real bike. There's no engine on it, except for his legs. So we got that there. Make sure I have no super chats. Cool. All right, no super chats. Let's go to the more good news. This is from Raymond. Raymond writes, I've passed my third part of the CPA exam. Have a career with no student debt with a good degree. Thanks to your book, Worthless. Oh, look at that. Even, I don't want to mention the company he's with, but he sent it from his CPA firm. He's employed. That's wonderful. I'm glad dude, that's great news, man. Thanks, Ray. That helped me out. That book helped you. That's really good. So that's in it. Oh, good news. This literally just came in. Cappy, I'll keep it short. 1999, second daughter was born. 6 months later, wife is cheating. How is this good news? 2002, mediated divorce was final. Ex-wife is perpetually in debt, filed bankruptcy. 2019, ex refinances student loans from 1995. The suffering of others is joy for some. Absolutely. For 30 more years. This woman is probably my age, so maybe a little bit older if she graduated 95 from student. This is 25 years later, and you're refinancing student tuition was not that much back in that day. It wasn't that much. I know you guys, when they divorce and, I'm not happy or whatever, and they try and take you for everything. If they are relying on you for finances, that means they cannot produce their own money. They cannot generate their own income. And when the child support runs out and you no longer have to pay him alimony or whatever, you see him fail. I got a buddy. It wasn't even he got sperm jacked and love the kid's great. Love the kid too. He still has to pay the mom child support. And she is so bad at money and so bad at, because she was really hot. She was really hot. She was good. She was a 10. And the drawback of being a very pretty woman is you are never forced to support yourself. Never. You could even have a job with money being paid and earning it, and you are financially supporting, but you get breaks and advantages like that Amber Heard gal. Personalities like that don't form if you're an ugly person. They don't form if you're a guy. They only form if you're a spectacularly good-looking gal. Because the world will let you get away with murder or assault in Johnny Depp's case. But then once they lose their beauty, and once all the child support or the alimony, whatever support you were on the hook for is done and over with, they fail. Because they've never gone to the gym of life. They've never had to put up weight. Everyone's lifting the weight for them until they're not. And then the pain. Oh, the pain. And the enjoyment. The justice. The comeuppance. The karma. The poetic justice. It's the show. Watch the show. Enjoy the show. Thank you. So here we're not done. Cappy, I'll keep it short. 1999, second daughter was born. 6 months later, wife is cheating. 2002, mediated divorce was final. Ex-wife is perpetually in debt, filed bankruptcy. 2019, ex refinances student loans from 1995 for 30 more years. 2010, got tons of guns, ammo, and silver. 10,000 in the pistol safe. 1 car, 2 motorcycles. Completely debt-free, sitting on 600,000. You're either SWAT or you're not. You're either a producer or a parasite. Look how he came back. He probably had to pay his wife something or other. And now he's sitting on better part of $1 million. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you. That I'm going to put that into the box of mementos. Will that go into the book? Move to a different folder. Let's put that in the book. I like good news. This is from CM. CM says, tell Chad to move to Tokyo and do his work remotely. He'd have a girlfriend within 24 hours to 2 weeks. Tens of thousands of single, young, attractive women. Yeah, but aren't they all kind of careerists over there too? I think in Japan, it's still the culture that the men got to go slave away and work to death, and they give the women the money. That's the cultural speed. Is that changing? The herbivore movement over there didn't just form in a vacuum. It's in response to something. It's due to something. I think I remember watching Korea. You don't. A lot of people don't pay attention to Korea. It's a smaller country, but it's even more pronounced there. What they call them, the empty women or the leftover women or something. And these gals, holy cow! It's cat ladies to the power of 10. Go watch it. But that's another thing where it's like career. When you're young, when those eggs are there, we don't have to go over that. Has anyone listened? Have we seen anything coming from the female publications? Say, did you know there's this thing called menopause? And we got to rethink our strategy. Has anyone heard that? Or is it just still lies? Here we have a bottle of lies. The whole bottle, Doc. I can do anything. Big is beautiful. I'm going to have it all. Lady, you're 53 with student loan debts. You just refinanced a 30-year mortgage. Sexist. Go, do. Career. You go, girl. Don't you settle. Keep on going. All right. So thank you, CM. Tracy, I don't know if Tracy's listening. Just so you guys know, Asshole Consulting prices are tripled. I'm taking a sabbatical, taking a month off. That ends April 6th. When I will come back, and I will answer your questions at regular prices. But if you're desperate enough, you want to pay 3 times, I will. And that's going to be $300 because yours is a rather lengthy one. But that's just what a psychologist would charge you anyway to not solve your problems. Hey, probably here's some drugs. No, it won't solve your problem, but you won't know you have a problem because you'll be doped up. Fuck truth and harsh reality. I could triple my price, and I'd still be better than most psychologists out there. Unless you had a real mental illness, but most of these problems aren't. AssholeConsulting.com. Any more super chats? Oh, no pokey. Oh, wait. Here we go. Stefan Hensian. Lifting weight. I already missed the gym. Yeah. That's been a kind of a universal complaint a lot of guys have had. Where like, there's no gym. TJ Martinell. All that. Yeah, Elkins Muffins is in the house. And Figo. Figo's a regular guy. All right, let's get to we already talked about Raymond. I want to put that in the archive too. Let's move that to the book too. That was good news. And from Jesus. Jesus says, hello, Aaron. I'm a 26-year-old man that got into personal development around the age of 19 due to hardship circumstances. I'm here to lighten your day during this Corona shit. I spent a few years in solitude and trying out monk mode using the Pomodoro technique. What's the Pomodoro technique? Pomodoro. What is this? Pomodoro technique is a time management method developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The technique uses a timer to break down work into intervals, traditionally 25 minutes in lengths, separated by short breaks. Each interval is known as a pomodoro, or the Italian word for tomato. After the tomato-shaped kitchen timer that Cirillo used as a university student. Technique has been widely popularized in dozens of apps and websites and timers and instructions. Oh, hey, if it works. I never heard about that, but yeah, a little bit of structure. That's good that it worked. I managed to land an entry-level network engineer job at the age of 20 after rigorous studying with no college debt. I used to wake up and still sometimes do at 3 a.m. to study for hours before my shift started. At the age of 24, I had become a senior engineer making over $75K with better. Oh, this is so much better news than biking is having a resurgence, but not really because we've attached electric engines to it for all the fat, bloated people. Benefits increasing my salary up over 6 figures. Around the age of 20, you're 26 now. Around the age of 22, I started to study personal finance and investing. During these hard times, I managed to have 6 months of emergency expenses covered. I could work from home, and since I have a huge telecom company, and my job does critical business needs operations, my job is mostly secure. Nothing is ever too safe, however. Anyways, I'm basically here in my apartment having a field day with my investments with a portfolio of just around $100,000 invested. My losses have been minimal since I held liquidity for such a time as this. Glory does truly come from those who are prepared and disciplined by not getting influenced by the herd mentality. Anyway, this is my email to you on this Corona shit event. I will end this email with the following quote. Everyone holds his fortune in his own hands, like a sculptor, the raw material he will fashion into a figure. But it's the same with that type of artistic activity as with all others. We are merely born with the capability to do it. The skill to mold the material into what we want must be learned and attentively cultivated. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Thank you, Jesus. Well, thank you, Jesus. That's good. That definitely goes into the book. No, it's not junk. We got to put it into the book. There we go. All right. And is that it? Who sent this? Oh, here. Oh, this is from, so my husband has been fishing now. This is from Kitty. I know Kitty. I know her and her husband. So my husband has been fishing now for 44 years. How cool is this? He's a friend of mine, and he posted his first fishing license from 1976. He taught me how to fish. Oh, and now I'm the one who gets him up before the sun and shakes him and asks him if we can take the boat out. This is a wonderful woman, by the way. She's just a nice, wonderful woman. She should write a book about how to be a traditional housewife. But I don't know. I guess they're just having too much fun. I tell you about their life, but it's their own private affair. He really is the coolest guy that I know. Did I ever tell you that we used to live about 5 miles apart when I was 15 and he was 31? Oh, yeah, he's robbing the cradle. She's a young, cute gal, too. Yeah, he's... We were both into mountain biking at those ages, and we both used to mountain bike the same canyon called Penasquitos Canyon. I used to ride in there all the time with my brother and joke with Cole that we probably passed each other on the trails. I so regret not having met and married him at 15. Well, yeah. He might have had a little issue with that. A 15-year-old girl. No. How much better for both our lives would it have been? Anyway, I did meet him when I was 24 and he was 40. There's hope, guys. After having gone to college and wasting $125,000 of 4 years of my life. I hate that, so I paid off my school debt in 6 months. Oh! Women can do that, ladies. See, this Kitty is a gal like Jessie, who works on the oil rig. So then whenever I hear complaining, I'm like, no, women can do it. I know someone. I can get you a job at an oil rig if you'd like. No, I was not a hooker on the side. I was just offered a kick-ass accounting job, which, by the way, had nothing to do with my degree, which was a political science. Back to the fun stuff. I got invited by a friend who is my husband's ex-girlfriend to a party at his house through our church. I had no idea it was his house, even after being there the whole night. There were so many people that he sort of ignored me, even when I went to introduce myself. It wasn't until later when I was nervous and wanting to feel useful doing the dishes in his kitchen that he saw me from out of the bonfire and beelined it towards, beelined. I think it's B-E-E, beelined it towards me. I distinctly remember him leaning on his elbows at the bar on the other side of the window tint of the kitchen and saying, wow, you need to teach more women how to do this. A great pickup line, huh? Well, it worked out on me and I wasn't offended, laughing out loud, because here I am making his food and doing the dishes and loving every minute of it. Yeah, I wish I could tell you guys more about this, but this young lady and her husband, but they're very nice people, wonderful people, but she's a saint. She's not human. She's not. She's just sent down here. She's an angel with amnesia. She doesn't know she's an angel. She thinks she's human. And she has. She's made me dinner and lunch and everything. It's just if you wanted economic growth to grow by 20% a year and solve all of our financial problems, women would be trained to be like this, and men would be inspired to get up and go do shit in the day. But no. Men don't need a muse. They need no incentive. They just need bread and water. They can live on that. Build society, innovate new things, solve all our problems on bread and water. And don't you dare want tits and ass. Or a nice woman. We go mountain biking. We still go out mountain biking, but now it's together. And like I said, he taught me how to fish, ride dirt bikes, drive a stick shift, and we love to camp, shoot guns, mountain bike, go to the beach, be out on our boat, etc. We live within our means, and that means not having kids. We're both relatively early retired. He's 51 now. I'm 35. We have such a fun, full life together. Happy Friday. Hope you have a fun podcast, Kitty. Thank you, sweetheart. Tell Cole, tell old Grumpster Cole I say hi. If he's listening. I could say, he's probably fidgeting. I know he's fidgeting. He's tinkering on something, fixing something. Something needs fixing. I know he's in his garage fixing something. I know there's so that will go into the the book of mementos. Here's some a short little bit of good news from Taylor. Taylor writes, making a ton of money at the car dealer I work at in Atlanta Metro while still doing side cash work in the middle of the day because what are they going to do? Fire me? Also read on CNBC how Democratic candidate workers are all getting laid off and are struggling to pay their bills. That is also good news. Have a great day. Warm regards, Taylor. Thank you, Taylor. It's nice to hear. Yeah, I love how, like, not to besmirch our previous writer, but you majored in political science. You're going to go work on campaigns. Well, those are cyclical, aren't they? At best, once every 2 years. I'm 17, and I think I know enough that I'm going to tell the rest of the world how to live. That's why I'm going to major in political science and become a leader. So there we go. Thank you for all that. Let's go for one final round looking for super chats. Do we have any? I don't believe so. Is Atham here? I thought I saw his. He might actually be asleep. Oh, there's Atham. There we are. Yeah, you live twice every day because you got your own gym, you lucky bastard. You already are buff. All right. What is a ghost? Wait, what's a ghost town? LA is a ghost town. Yeah, I look up traffic, man, and there's no traffic. There's no traffic in LA. That's what it was like in those evil, nasty 50s. What? Who's watching the door? Who's watching the door? We got a girl in here now, guys. Who let the girl in? I keep telling you to spray for women. And no one's spraying, no one's watching the door, and now one got in. Now we all have to behave. We have to hold in our farts. We have to act like there's a lady in the room. We could have just farted on this podcast. Now someone let Morgan in. Any other broads in here? Well, Sam Whiskey's in the house. Just scrolling through this, looking for good news. Elkins always has problems handling. All right, there's another gal looking. Wrap me up and send me back to 1959. She could be serious. She could be. Men weren't fat. We go to war, wear suits, take you out dancing. All right. Let me go and consult. I think that's it. Okay. Let us pray. Bow your heads. Dear great and merciful Coronachan, thank you for your non-sentient and zero fucks given truth, the teeth and threats that we've been missing so much in the real world that are yet necessary for us to value life, acknowledge truth, and love our fellow man. May your nature continue to expose the evil and parasitic among us, the lazy and those that put themselves above all others, our slave masters who have kept us enslaved, teachers who can be replaced by YouTube, and the stupid and unprepared who riot for toilet paper when there is none. Bless us, O great Coronachan, and reward us, specifically those of us who are smart enough to have a 1-month supply of toilet paper and who stocked up on 5.56 ammo as a matter of basic insurance policy. And may thine blessing come in the form of lower asset prices, less boomers, less traffic, cheap gas, and near-free airline flights. In thy name, Wuhan, Wuhan. Amen. You may rise. Actually, I wanted to get some organ music and play it in the background. And I couldn't find it. I got like 3 hours of organ music. It's like, can I just get the tail end? Man. No, we can't do that. All right, that's it. You guys have a good weekend. There will not be a Good Morning Coronachan over the weekend. Maybe there will. I don't know. We're so bored. Who knows? But I don't think I'll be doing that. And send in the good news. Everybody send in the good news. And we'll see you guys later. Toodles.